All right, so you want to start off with the first layer of pre-wrap. You're going to do that right under the toes at the forefoot. Remember, you want the tension to be pulled nice and tight so you kind of see it's shiny. And you are going under the entire heel. When you do this, you can practice some of your heel locks. If it bundles up, you just pinch it and remove that. And it does that when you don't have the good angle, so it's a good practice. So I'm just going under and practicing some of my heel locks. And then I just start to go around, going all the way up to the base of the calf. And then tearing that off. You want to just go back and make sure everything's smooth and you've covered all of the areas, including behind the Achilles. So I didn't do that, so I'm just going to come back and correct that before I move on. Next part is to do your first anchor. First anchor is at the forefoot. Your next anchor is at the very top, the base of the calf. Then I'm going to attach my stirrups from the inside to the outside of the anchor at the base of the calf. Notice I'm smoothing it on so that it flattens down. A lot of times people forget to do that and it wrinkles and doesn't stick and do its job. I'm going to do one more of these, inside to outside, just fanning slightly to the right so you can see this one isn't straight on, it's kind of at an angle. And then the last one, the third fan, will be the opposite. It'll be downward, like so. Okay? Next, I want to fill in the rest of the upper portion with some circles. And once I get down here where the ankle starts to not become so even, where those malleoli are, I want to start doing what are called the horseshoes. I'm going to be going half on, half off as I move forward. And I'm doing this until I get to the very edge, right about here. That's the last one of those. Now this is the more difficult part. I want to make sure he's in dorsiflexion. And I'm going to do my first heel lock. I start at a 45-degree angle. I go down. He has to be in dorsiflexion fully. Back behind the Achilles, wrapping into the calcaneus and up. That's just one side. I have to do that on the opposite side. So 45-degree angle here. Make sure it's sticking. Come down, around the calcaneus, and then ending up where I started. Okay? If I do that a little faster, it looks like this. I don't recommend it, but that's a continuous way to do that in the future. Then the last thing, double check dorsiflexion. Come around his forefoot. So I just did a semicircle there. And then I come back and I cut 45 degrees in and come out 45 degrees out. Okay? I'm going to do that 2 to 3 times just to finish the taping. It's the last step. And then I'll close it up. So I checked to see if I covered everything. I'm missing a little spot. I'm just going to go back and put a little piece of tape so no blisters occur. I go back to the top where that first anchor was. I cover it fully so there's no tape coming out the edges, like so. Nothing can be pulled. I'm going to do one more because I see some that need to be covered. And then my last strip will be the bottom anchor covered and secured. If everything's secured on there, you're done.